Hey guys, welcome back to Witches of the Moon. I am your Wednesday host, Houston, and this week is Choose Your Own Topic Week. And I kind of racked my brain for a little while to figure out what I want to talk about. Um, but I finally came up on a topic where I want to talk about going back to the basics. Like if you feel that your practice has gotten, or you yourself have gotten so confused, mind boggled, and bewildered from different conflicting things that you may have read, different things that people you've seen on YouTube or people discussions, and you've wanted to add it to your practice, and things are just either they're clashing or it's just too much at one time, which is kind of what's happening to me. I do practice, if not daily, I practice. Um, like I said, if not daily, at least I do practice multiple times a week to either by meditation or spell work, and I'm always communicating with my deities and my spirit guides and things of that nature, and working with energy and things like that. But I also read. I have a series on my channel that's called The Book Witch, where I do book reviews. I have a huge library, um, and I do mean huge. There's books overflowing, books that are not even in the bookshelf, um, and it's fantastic all the information that I'm gathering. But it's conflicting and it's very confusing when you read so many different things all at once and try to incorporate what works for you out of a book and what works for you out of another book, and it kind of makes your practice muddled. In my opinion, it makes my practice muddled to where I don't know what I should how I should take the next step, where I should, um, what I should start studying again, if that, or where I should take my practice next. So things I like to do, and what I'm doing now is I'm going back to basics. Is I'm starting. I'm not starting over like by destroying getting rid of my altar and the way it is now. I like the way it's set up, even if it is kind of messy. Um, a lot of my practice is divination based and is healing arts. Practicing the healing arts and divination based. There are some I do practice some spell work here and there, but a lot of my stuff is either scrying, reading cards, or any other form of divination, communication with spirit, and working with different healing modalities, whether that be through candle magic, which would be the spells, or through Reiki or energy or things like that. So that's what really consists of a lot of my practice. But when I feel that I'm kind of stuck in a rut, I step away from my divination tools for a while, and I step away um, from the healing energies for a while, and I go back to my basics, which for me are the basics of feeling energy and sensing energy and um, kind of revitalizing myself, getting myself back attuned with the elements, um, getting myself back attuned with the god and the goddess, my spirit guides, working with the spirits of the land, and leaving offerings for them and for the fae, and just building the relationships up, and also working on getting rid of the clutter that's in my mind that has built up from so many different studies. I'm not saying I said get rid of clutter, and it's not really clutter. It's all useful information to an extent, but to sort it out, it gives me time to put the books away for a while, go back into like a normal, like where instead of doing magic or looking or reading on certain things, I am meditating, becoming one with myself and one with nature and one with kind of like the universe, almost zen like, and connecting to the elements instead of trying to work a particular thing into a ritual or bring about this particular you know change or whatever. I basically working on myself when it feels like everything else is so chaotic, and trying to get back to myself. I know that took a little bit longer than I thought it would to come out, but apparently my words tonight aren't um, wanting to work with me. But that's what I do. I put my books down, which, like I said, I have a shit ton of them. I put them down, and I If I feel like I need to do a spell or I feel like I need to do any sort of magic, I go with what I know and what where I don't have to go look at a book, where I don't unless it's like my journal of what I've written down before. And I connect or I do my spell work internally instead of doing it externally, and do it all in my inner temple instead of on my altar. And getting connected, that's one of the big things. It's what I do when I've also hit a rut, and I think we've talked about this either this season or last season, and when you're in a spiritual rut. And that's kind of what I'm in now, where there's nothing really at the moment. The only thing that's really pushing me from week to week magically, other than because I don't have a group, my sister, who is the one I talk magic with all the time, she lives 2 hours away back in my hometown, so I talk to her almost every day, but it's through Messenger. It's not like we're face to face and we're doing stuff together. Um, my partner, he practices, but he does his own thing, and his thing's not what um, his magic and the way he practices is a hell of a lot different than what I do. So there's not really a lot that I can work with and try to intermingle with him, because um, he doesn't really study as much as I do. Most of his stuff comes from intuition and what he was taught when he first started learning. He just relied on that, and what he does, it works. I'm not gonna say that it doesn't. It definitely works, but for me, I feel like that I always need to learn. I always want to learn. I want to soak up as much knowledge as possible. But there's a time, and it's hit me now, multiple times. This is I can't count the number of times this has happened to me, where I've just kind of hit a roadblock where I have to put my books down and I have to go do something else. I have to, work with the energies around me, and I sound very repetitious today, and I do apologize. Or go read a fantasy book, or go out and um, go out and take some photos, get some photography work done, or go do something different. That's basically what I have to do, and that's what I encourage those people who feel like they're in a rut, or if they feel like they have learned so much information that they don't know how to apply it. Um, my advice, and with this, I'm gonna end the video. My advice is to put all the books down for a while and um, to practice what you've read, uh, and to, if need be, that's what I'm doing, because it's needed. Getting back to the basics, grounding yourself, centering yourself in the energies that are around you, keeping yourself protected, and working magics around the house to make it more comfortable, to make money flow come in, to protect your loved ones, to protect you, to, things like that. I know this was kind of a ramble video, and just kind of was. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video and for this week. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please comment down below in the comment section. I will keep an eye on this video and reply as quickly as possible. And until next week, many blessings.